Alright, everybody, welcome to another episode of Max and Howard Drink Beer. I am Max.
I am Howard.
Howard, we've got a few, leftovers, you want to call them?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. And, folks, Max and I have been drinking since, earlier today.
I think it was about
honest.
noon o'clock.
I started earlier. I ran out of milk today, so I tried a new beer, a milk stout, because I ran out of milk, so I had one of those, and that tasted like a Guinness.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it was good. But we've been we went to lunch today with a friend of ours, Damon. Not Damien. We went with Damon.
Right, not to be confused with Damien.
That's right.
Who is over at the airport. We know you're working hard.
Well, yeah, right.
And we know the rest of the guys are not.
That's right.
So you keep up the hard work, keeping all the snow off it in the middle of July.
But, so we're pretty wasted, and we really need to get after it. So we just kind of came down with whatever we had. And I'm really finishing off the upper hand stuff, that Uper Ale. And it was it's just really refreshing, good stuff. So
I'm taking on a Steve Salatin Classic, which is one of our buddies from the gun club. He shot there, he worked there, he did everything there.
Pretty much, yeah.
I've got the Lablat's Blue.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a red, I don't know if there's a green. I know nothing about this beer. But it is a Canadian Pilsner.
Yeah. No, it's basically your Canadian Bud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can't argue with it. I drank most of the six-pack.
Yeah, and you drank about 5 out of 6 of the six-pack. I think that's number 5.
I'm only like 15 beers into the day. 14? 14. I think this is number 14.
I don't count.
So that's a problem. Well, when you pay for them, you count them.
Well, that's good. Somebody's got to. I don't count.
So today was a special day. It was my day to buy lunch.
That's right.
As opposed to last week when I think I also bought lunch because you did something.
Yeah, that sounds right too.
But we're fair over here.
That's right. Well, somebody's got to be.
So instead of wasting everybody's time and each paying for something, one of us just picks it up and the next week we trade.
And, yeah, that's how it should be.
So don't forget to tip your bartenders.
Yeah, knock them right over.
Literally.
Yeah, tipping cows.
They're so much easier than cows to tip over.
Yes, that is true.
Like, I'd say 20 times easier. I don't know, I've never tipped a cow.
No?
Despite growing up in high school where I did, you'd think I would have.
Yeah.
But I did not.
No,
You can blame Dustin for that. He did not take us cow tipping.
I was more friends with the pig farmers more than the cow farmers.
And you don't go by pigs because they'll eat your hand.
No shit, they will.
Yeah.
Pigs are cannibals. They eat themselves. You know why? Because they taste so fucking good.
Damn right they do.
It's hard to argue with that.
So we got into some crazy discussions at the bar with Damon. Not Damien.
Yeah.
But Damon.
Yeah, we got in a couple of different ones, and it's football talk because it's sports. We're in a bar, and I don't know anything about anything. And we did top 5 quarterbacks, and I was just kind of fucking around there. And then they started doing top 5 running backs, and is Jordy Nelson a running back?
Well, and some interesting one came up. We agreed about a lot of stuff as quarterbacks go. I think we agreed on 3 of them.
I think we all said Brett Favre, which is pretty funny.
The man, the myth, the legend, the dick pic sharer, Brett Favre. That man was fearless.
He's my number 1. There's no doubt about that.
He lived life on the edge.
And that's how I live my life.
Sending dick pics to everybody.
And that's how I live my life, yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No, we came up with some interesting ones. We actually talked through. You went Montana.
I did.
Who was one of the greats to play for San Francisco. And I went his successor, Steve Young.
Yep.
Because that's all fine and dandy if you were one of the greats. But to replace the greats.
Sure.
Steve Young had huge shoes to fill. And what did he do? He did not disappoint. And to throw everybody off, he was left-handed.
Yeah.
So when he would roll out, the whole offense changed. Everything was opposite for him.
And see, my thing with football is I'm anything, it's BF. Anything before Favre. You know, I don't know anything else than that because you brought up him. You brought up Bradshaw. You said he was one of your top 5 quarterbacks. You know,
that dude was a beast. He played in the era of football when, oh, poor baby, you're concussed. Oh, well, get out there and do this fucking play.
That's right. And that's the way it should be.
You know, and he was a part of the the Steelers when they were fucking unstoppable.
Was Aaron Hernandez a running back?
Sure, if you want him to be.
Well, I thought going into jail he was a tight end, and then coming out he was a wide receiver. No,
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh, okay. All right.
I wasn't there.
All right, so that's that. I don't remember.
The only thing I know about Aaron Hernandez is you definitely send terrible Valentine's Day cards to all of us.
All of those poor girls, wherever you are, I miss you. I love you. Let's get married. That'd be great.
All of you at the same time. Howard can handle like 10 of you at once.
Yeah, I can. I can convert to more Mormonism. Absolutely,
Mormonism.
That's right?
I have no clue. I know nothing about any religion.
You don't
whatsoever.
know anything about Mormonism?
I know a lot of things about a lot of things.
Yeah, and that's my problem. I don't know anything about anything.
See? So we're in the same boat.
Yeah, we're definitely in a pirate ship. There's no doubt.
So for those of you at that gun club that we won't mention because, how do you say it, Howard?
What?
No free advertisements.
You got that right, and there's no doubt about that.
So we spent plenty of time there, and any of you guys who know us, we were running a pirate ship there.
No doubt.
We went over it, and constantly it was...
No matter who says it either. We were running the show. There's no doubt about that.
These were the rules. This is what
right.
you don't do. Well, why? We're going to do it anyways.
Oh, we sure fucking did.
We had the greatest event ever.
We had a couple of them. Now that I think about it.
So my favorite of it was when we would talk events, every league party, instead of just saying, most people called it a flurry, and it wasn't a flurry because all of them weren't up in the air at the same time randomly.
No, yeah.
It was a long bird competition.
Yeah.
Technically. But we didn't go long bird competition. It was 2 people, 3 targets.
And we threw them twice.
4 shells, and I think it was 5 times.
God. Yeah,
If
no,
we're
that's
going,
right.
If we're
that's
going
right,
because we were just counting up when we advertised.
And then it was $10. But it was never like in stone which way the $10 was. Or
Right.
it depended on, that name that we're not going to name over the air, even though he's listening to us on a Wednesday. You know,
because we appreciate all you guys playing it for him in the bar. We miss you guys dearly.
But we never were really sure, was it $10 for both guys or was it $10 per shooter? That's where, it was never set in stone. And no matter which way we kind of put it, we were always the assholes.
Right.
Because we were wrong.
And if you
every single time.
And if you've met either of us, we are most definitely the assholes.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt about that. But I'll tell you this. You remember what we called it, right?
I do. It was my favorite thing ever. I love telling this story. We called it Howard's Claybird Genocide Experience.
Well, and I'll tell you the story. You left. You left because you said, fuck all you cocksuckers. We're out of here. I'm not dealing with this anymore.
Hold on. I didn't call him a cocksucker at this point.
Well,
that was a couple of years later.
That was later, but I'm saying, figuratively speaking, fuck this, fuck you, I'm gone. You went. It was funny. You went to work up the hill.
I did. I had a lot of fun up there.
So that's kind of funny.
Sundays with Tom were definitely entertaining.
But I was down there and I was doing shit and I was making pretty good dollars for working minimum wage. I was getting tips like crazy because back in the day when I would pull trap, my job would be to pick up the shells. So if they didn't want to pick up their shells, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do anyway. See ya. And they would tip accordingly. I don't care. That's part of my job. And the idea, back in the day, Max, that was a big deal. You had specific colors, specific brands of shells that you wanted to keep on hand so you could kind of exchange those for money because people reloaded their shells.
Right.
To pay me, the puller who collected all the shells, was cheaper than to go out and buy that box of shells. There was a whole different world back then.
I remember specifically, and you're going to miss this guy as much as I do, Jerry Clayman. used to pay me $2 per box of empties for double A's or Remington STSs or Nitros. So the gun club sold them at the time for $9. A normal box of shells was going for about $7.50. So I would buy the box from the gun club, and he would pay me $2 for the empties because they were once fires.
Right.
And he was laughing hysterically when he found out that I was buying the shells from the club and then just saving the empties for him and getting the $2 back to make them cheaper than everything else.
Right.
And it was just like, I can't believe you're doing that. I thought you were picking them out. And Jerry, do I look like I'm working that hard? The answer was no, never. I don't work hard.
And I'm crazy, and I did that. And my dad actually had a whole system, you know. He wanted, oh, God, it was the gold nitros, the green premiers, and those were both Remington.
Yep.
And he wanted the gray double A's Winchester and the red double A's Winchester, and everything else, throw it in the fucking garbage.
Right.
They're worthless. You can't do anything with them.
So they had what, like big 55-gallon drums like we did, so he just threw you in there for a while and let you go to town?
At Bristol, they had a wheelbarrow.
Interesting.
And they threw it all away because I think back in those days, especially there, because if you're talking big money, you went to Bristol, those guys didn't fuck around.
Right.
They kept their own shells. Good luck finding anything, you know. So I think they all got, you know, thrown to the pigs and called a day.
I think back in the day, everybody did, you know. But anyways, continue about the genocide experience here. Tell us about it.
I was working my way up the corporate ladder really quickly because everybody kind of didn't want to be there, and I wanted to be there all the time because that's what I was into as a kid. I liked pulling trap.
Yeah.
I loved the gun club. The idea of it, you know. I used to go to like I said, Bristol was my dad's hometown gun club. You know, we'd go there, get a can of soda and a bag of candy, and fuck, life was good. You know, they had crispy M&Ms way back then, and
those are good.
That was the shit. You know, so we've told this story many times, and we won't rehash it again because you've all heard that story, but. That's what I saw going into Boxhorn. We can bring it back to where I loved it as a kid and how other people loved it when they were shooting. And, dude, we did a pretty good job of that.
I know for a fact we did.
The genocide experience was my joke. I was texting my mom at the time saying, listen, I'm going to run this business someday, and we're going to rename the whole company. It's going to be called Howard's Claybird Genocide Experience. And when you came back, that was probably, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months later?
Yeah, I have no clue.
Okay.
I have no clue when it was. I blocked out all of that. I was drunk or something and don't remember any of it.
And you were out rocking. That was what you always told everybody. Yeah. And that wasn't far off from the truth.
Well,
you
had
and
I was.
Shit to do.
I was. At that point, I had left because I wanted to play music. And they weren't giving me days off.
Yeah.
I was working 65, 70 hours a week, 7 days a week.
Well, you came back like right in time for a party or something. And you were like, okay, let's do what we normally do. We'll do some type of game that we don't normally do on open days. And, well, we should call it something. Hey, Max, I got the perfect thing to call it. Let me tell you this story. And you're like, oh, my God. I love it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, and that was
it was
the rest is history.
It was the perfect name for the unnamed gun club because, like you said, we're not giving free advertisement.
No,
you can pay us for that.
What we're talking about,
but
you know, and that was part of my my long storied career of being a carny. You know, I got people to come play that game. You know, and we made a shitload of money off of it, and, you know, still charged the wrong amount of money, but it was the start of something new, fresh,
And you know, my favorite part of it, and I don't know if I've told you this, but the best part was that day of that event, because you were outside, you were running it.
Yeah.
You were pulling for it, it was your show.
That was my deal.
And a couple guys walked in, I think Nate was one of them.
John Nick. Yeah, he was a hot shot. Back then, he was a hot shot shooter, too.
He came in with a couple people, and he goes, hey, Max, we're going to shoot the thing. well, the thing, you gotta be more specific. We shoot a lot of things here. He goes, the genocide experience. We're gonna be a part of the genocide experience. And I just looked at him and go, you should probably never repeat those words out loud in that order.
Nobody else.
He just looked at me and we started laughing. Because that's what that place was. You know, hey, here's something that is unbelievably out of the left field, not politically correct at all.
Right.
And guess what? Nobody fucking cared.
No. Because we all had a like mindset at that place. We were all of the same mindset. Stray a little bit here, stray a little bit there. This guy's an asshole, you're an asshole. And other than that, I mean...
We all knew, Matt could have said it, but he was also included. But he was surrounded by assholes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In case you didn't know. So if anybody remembers there, I hope you guys miss us. We hope it sucks there without us.
Well, yeah, we kind of do hope that.
Because we miss you guys, seriously.
Genuinely,
we talk about at least 5 or 6 different shooters every day.
It's pretty close to that. I'll tell you another good story. He's probably not listening wherever he is. I hope he's doing okay. Max asks me, I'd say almost once a day, maybe an average of once a day. And he says, "You'll never guess who I ran into." And I say, every time I say Scott McGregor. And every time it's never Scott McGregor.
I hope he is doing well.
We miss him dearly. I've always compared him to Billy Gibbons.
Yes.
Or Keith Richards, because he's just one of those guys. He doesn't care who you are or what you're about. And he doesn't even care if he has a good day of shooting. Yeah. He came here to do one thing, and that's shoot.
Right.
If he hits one bird, it is a good goddamn day.
Yeah, and
every
day.
It's just that energy. You were gone then too. I'd be working Wednesday afternoons, and they came in like clockwork. It was him, it was Kent, it was Steve, it was 2 or 3 other Dennis.
Airwood.
No. He was different. Dennis.
The other Dennis.
Yeah. Dennis.
Walker. I know who you're talking about.
Dennis.
Yeah,
I've seen him a couple of times. It was at Slinger Speedway not too long ago, and just fucking killing it. He's doing great. He's in great shape. They're trying to figure out. Oh fuck! It's on the tip of my tongue too.
We hate that. I was talking with somebody about the other day. I'm like, the mailman crew.
Yeah,
they go,
I know
what
exactly
mailman
what
crew,
about.
and I'm like, PJ and Rory and the
PJ,
guys,
Bob,
and they're like,
Jake.
They were all mailmen, and I go, no, I don't remember.
They were all mailmen except like Jake. He was part of a different group of people. Yeah. He kind of lorded over the mailman or something like to that effect.
Well, and every time go to a bar, have a Nuclearis beer, I think of Jake. Just the take the glasses, lower them down the nose, look over the glasses at me, and go,
"Why are you selling that?
Why are you selling that? They're very anti-gun." And it's just like, and I think about it, and I hate to say it, but it definitely sways me from buying it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because, they're very anti-gun, and at the time at the gun club, we did it because if you don't have spotted cow in the state of Wisconsin,
you're doing it wrong.
You're not a bar.
Yeah.
There's actually been a few bars that I went to. That one that I did for that job, I went and reviewed the bar.
Yep.
He had no Miller products and no spotted cow. He was in business for like 35 years.
Right.
Because
he's doing something different.
Just a giant middle finger to everybody. You don't think I can do it without you? Here, let me show you. But every time I see it, I saw it today when we went out to the bar today to have some lunch. And there it was. There was spotted cow on tap. Well, everybody has spotted cow on tap. I'm not drinking that one.
Exactly.
I think
we drank every other beer except those 4 on the left.
I think we even gave that guy across the bar enough shit from everything that he stopped drinking spotted cow, which he liked, and had something else.
Yeah. Hey, it's trying something new.
So there you go, Jake. We know you're not listening, but somebody can tell you We are making sure that those anti-gun people are not getting their money.
That's right.
Because despite the fact that, like, 2 weeks ago we had one, New Glare Spear, we are telling people they are anti-gun. So, Jake, right. We think of you all the time, buddy.
We really do. Jake shot with my dad obviously long ago, but, you know, he used to shoot with Dad over in Northbrook, Illinois. You know, and I miss him more than anything because I would have liked to hear, you know, he told me that and then really never really saw him again after that. You know, I would have liked to known what he was like to other people, you know.
Right. Well, I mean, I hope that you followed in his footsteps and he was just a fucking asshole, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely a fucking asshole.
So, I mean,
there's no doubt.
I mean, if we're going that route, I mean, I hope you followed directly in his footsteps.
When I think of my dad, I think of like Bob Medro. I think of like Tony DeFrancisco. You know, they're great guys. You know, but there's
right, but
all those guys, you know what I mean?
Fucking all the my shooting.
All the big money shooters. There's a way that this should be. It should be this way. Right. If it's not this way, there's a fucking problem. Yeah. You know, dude, you and me were the same way.
Yeah.
They're not wrong. They're not wrong about that.
Those are the guys I miss the most. When you think of it at the end of the day, when we talk about people that I miss, you know, the guys that we saw every week that had a problem.
Yeah.
That, you know, Dan Cupertino.
No, that's different.
You know, as much as I talk to him, Paul Dombeck.
Well,
you know, the guys that are just, you know, you're getting away from the tradition. And I'm like, if I had the control to keep it the way it was, I would own the place. I wouldn't be running it.
I don't care about tradition per se. I care about the way, like, you know, if you're going to have mics out, you know, they should all work. They should all work a certain way. If you're going to have, you know, the birds fly, they should all be the certain way, and they should all kind of be kept to, you know, standards. You shouldn't change them. You know, I'm all for, you know, we talk about it all the time. Look at NASCAR. They're trying to change just everything they can just to kind of switch it up, to change it up, to kind of get more people into it and say, hey, wow, cool.
You got to appreciate the people we had there because we had a lot of good people, you know. Steve Sladen, that's why I bought the LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Specifically because when we carried it, that was his beer. He drank it. That's it. He was the only person who drank it there. I was talking with somebody the other day about Pork, Dale Warren.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I sent you that picture of him.
I think we're going to use that as the Instagram photo.
You know, of just, you know, he was always there, and even if you did him dirty and did something that didn't work out in his favor, the next week he'd come in and be like, hey, so I was at the store and I got this free Pittsburgh set of, you know, a 4-in-1 screwdriver. He goes, so I got it for you guys, because you guys could always use more tools.
Yes.
You know, and it's like, that's the guy.
I can't think of a time when we did, and I don't think we went out of our way to do anybody dirty.
Well, but I'm saying, the way it was set up when we were there, it was kind of, we had it set up in a way that the owner did not allow us to make anything easy for anybody. And people like Dale suffered.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even though it wasn't the ideal situation for him, at the end of the day, he's a great fucking guy.
Absolutely.
He did whatever he could. The number of times he bailed us out, and I don't even think you know, that he brought pumps to drain the traps.
Yes, he did.
He replaced the clips on the patterning board with his own money. Didn't ask for anything about it. He go, I went and got some clips. You know, I went over there to pattern, and the clips weren't working great, so I just went and got new ones and changed them out for you. You know, like, that's what that place was to us. You know, the here's all these people who cared, and even if you didn't care about them, they cared about us.
Yeah.
And that, you know, at the end of the day, that's what I feel bad about.
Yeah.
You know, we are not there for those guys. That's why we're doing this podcast for them. We're hoping all of you guys listen so that you know that even though we are gone, we miss you. We appreciate everything you do every day.
Honestly. You know, that's definitely, we definitely put all of our passion, pride, blood, sweat, and tears into that place, and to make that place something that we'd want to go to every single day, you know, and to make it the way that our dads would have wanted to shoot at, and, you know, to have other people come shoot there all the time, you know. It's, yeah. Yep.
I run into people all the time at my new job. Just constantly I run into the people from the gun club, and they just start right away like I've never left. You know, and you think about that, and you're sitting in public, and you, oh, you son of a bitch, what are you doing? Most people take offense. I get a grin on my face because I know exactly where it's coming from.
It's actually funny because you live actually relatively close to this area. I live pretty far down south. I can't tell you how many people I run into down there that say, Howard, you need to go back there. Holy fuck.
Man. Yeah, it's a shame. You know, we miss all you guys. We had something special.
And that's just kind of the way. Oh man, and I'm just thinking over and over. Just you run it. How many people I ran into down south that just out of the blue say, Howard, what are you doing? You know, you need to be here. You're not here.
Yeah, right.
You know, and
right. I have people every day. Every day I get told, hey, why aren't you there?
It's not every day for me, but those moments that it happens for me, they're just like it's just a kick in the nuts, you know. And we had to get out for us.
Yep.
You know, otherwise we were all going down. We were all going down with the sinking ship.
Yeah, no, full on Titanic, everybody. Unfortunately, that's what it was. We miss you guys. I still, one of these days we're going to drag Nathan out and we're going to make him talk. We know everybody loves Nathan.
Yeah, fan favorite for sure.
You know, despite the fact that he was just
Nathan. Yeah.
But,
yeah, that sums it up well.
Howard, I hate to stop this free-for-all that we're going on.
We could go on for about 6 hours.
My beer is getting empty, which means it is about that time. Yeah. So we want to thank everybody for listening to us, tolerating us.
Yeah, we're just...
especially after a day of drinking.
Heavy drinking, yeah.
So on behalf of myself and Howard, we want to thank you for listening to Max and Howard drink beer. I am still Max.
I am still Howard.
Cheers. Howard.